Hi, I'm Diana.
And I'm Greg.
And welcome to your trial lesson with AcroYoga Global.
So finding your space, wherever that is for you, starting with our foundations, coming up nice and neutral through the hips, pressing up nice and tall through the crown of the head. I'll invite you to take your palms facing forward and close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And we'll just become centered here with some deep belly breaths. Becoming present in this space. Feel free to keep the eyes closed as we inhale the hands up above the head. And exhale, fold forward, coming into our ragdoll position. So bending the legs if that's comfortable for you. And then making any movements that your body's craving right now. So maybe that's swaying from side to side, maybe from toes to heels, left to right. Just bring some awareness to the head, making sure it's nice and heavy. Inhale to a neutral spine, bringing the hands up the shins. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands and step back into plank. Feel free to take any variation here, maybe coming to the forearms, whatever's comfortable for you right now. Take one inhale. On the next exhale, chaturanga, keeping the elbows nice and close, doing a reverse push-up. Inhale to a back bend of choice. Tuck the toes and press back to our down dog. So again, making any movements that your body's craving, maybe walking the dog, maybe wagging its tail. Look between the hands and step between the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way to standing, taking the hands up above the head. Exhale, hands to our center. We'll go through two more times with a bit more speed to get some more heat in the body. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step up back into plank. Take one inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to a back bend of choice. Tuck the toes, press back to our down dog. Look between the hands and step a hop. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way to standing, take the hands up above the head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step a hop back into plank. Take one inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to a back bend of choice. Tuck the toes, pressing back to our down dog. Look between the hands and step a hop. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a neutral spine, bring the hands up the shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale all the way to stand, taking the hands up above the head. Exhale, hands to our center. Thank you.
Let's get calibrated with our partner through Counterbalance.
We'll come toe to toe.
Taking hands, and then slowly leaning back. Depending on your relative proportions, you'll find that Counterbalance might feel balanced but looks very off balance, like us. Because I'm shorter than Greg, I need to lean further back to keep this balance.
So to make this balance easier, we can step our feet slightly apart. To make it more difficult, we bring our feet as close as possible.
Once you're here, you can slowly release one hand and see if you can extend. Moving back to grip hands, and then the other side.
And as slowly as we enter, we'll exhale.
Alright, pause the recording and give it a try.
Next we'll move on to partner squats. So similar position. Lean back, come to our balance, and then squat together. So the balance will change as we squat, and we'll need to communicate with each other as to how much pull we need from each other. Feels good.
I'm trying to give Greg an equal amount of pressure on the way down and on the way up, so I can be very consistent and predictable.
Again, to make it more difficult, we come closer, and to make it easier, we step further apart.
and give it a try. Our third calibration exercise is a partner squat, but facing away from each other. Coming back to back with your partner and leaving some room between your feet. You'll lean back against each other and then slowly come down into a squat position. Come back up slowly. And this is a good example of what we call positive pressure. So I'm trying to give Greg as much pressure as he's giving me. And again, feel free to communicate here. If I feel like I'm falling backwards or falling forwards, I can ask for more or less pressure.
Acro is always a conversation.
Pause the video and give it a try. All right, now that you're all warmed up and calibrated, we're going to get into the acro. This is a friendly reminder that in acro, the safety word is down. Anyone can call down at any time for any reason, and down means to get the flyer safely and quickly to the ground. Down is not time for a discussion, it is time to come down.
Nothing we do today should hurt, so if you feel any pain, that's a great time to call down. Just wanted to quickly discuss sacrum support. So when my legs are straight, because of my flexibility, my sits bones aren't grounded, my tail isn't grounded to the mat. So I can help with that by rolling up another mat or a pillow or whatever you have, and then straightening my legs in a stacked position, as in my ankles directly above my hips, is a lot more comfortable.
If you have that level of mobility, you don't need to use a sacrum support. So for example, I'm able to lift my ankles above my hips without any strain and still keep my lower back on the ground. All right, so our first acro progression is called a ski jump. We're going to have 3 rolls. Greg is the base, I'm the flyer, and I will demo the squatting after. So I'm stepping in quite close to Greg here. My job is to stay very straight and strong, like a plank. I lean my weight forward, starting with the hips.
I'm going to accept the weight and then press back. So what we're doing here is we're building some trust for a higher skill progression that we're going to move towards.
We'll show you one example of what not to do. So I don't want to hinge at the hips. I want to keep my glutes squeezed and my posture very nice as I lean into this.
And I'm coming just as far as I feel comfortable. Good. I'm going to bring my flyer to a standing position and then slowly disconnect. So we're not trying to surprise each other. So if your proportions are different and you're taller than your base, there are some tricks that we can do to make this a little bit easier.
Base of feet should be parallel on the hips. The ball of the foot can be above the hip joint.
So I'm going to take my legs wide, and that's going to bring the height of my hips down slightly. I'm still going to keep that plank position and flow forward through the hips.
At this point, I'm not pressing super deep because if I go too far, Greg's weight will go over my head. So another thing that I can ask of him is to step a little bit further away from me. Now I'm able to squat with my full range of motion. The spotter is going to stand here in like a warrior one stance. Hands are very close to the shoulders and following the flyer down. All right, pause the recording and give it a try. Progression number 2. We're starting exactly how we started in the ski jumps. Leaning my weight forward. This time, we're just going to see if we can touch hands. So I'm not reaching down to grab Greg's hands. I'm merely staying in my position and waiting for him to bring me to his hands. Pause the video and give it a shot. Progression number 3, we're going into front plank. Starting out in that same position that you should know really well now.
I'm going to take my fingers facing out.
My fingers are together and facing forward.
I'm going to accept the weight. And then once the center of Diana's gravity is above my hips, I'm going to press up.
I'm not jumping here, so I'm not trying to get up into the air. I wait until Greg presses, and I'm trying to squeeze all my muscles There's a saying in acro that tight is light. So if you can engage all your muscles, I'm engaging my back muscles, my glutes, my legs, and keeping my arms straight here.
And bases, we're keeping our arms and legs straight. And ideally, we're going to bring the heels directly above our own hips. So we're making like a 90-degree with the body. Then on the exit, I'm going to keep my arms straight, but I'm going to bend my legs. And that's going to bring my flyer to the ground.
If you're proportionally different, like Rick and I are, this entrance might look slightly different.
As before in the ski jumps, I'm going to take my legs wide to bring my hips down.
And I usually ask them to step back just a touch. As he leans his weight forward, I accept. You'll notice I'm not in a super deep squat here. And then I can push up using my heels first.
And then I'm maintaining the flyer position, thinking hard coming forward.
And like we said in the exit, I'm keeping my arms straight, but bending my legs.
And I'm softly on the ground. Thank you.
If you happen to be working with a spotter is going to be in a wide leg squat position. One arm is under the torso, one arm is underneath the thighs. So as they come in, one arm can be here, flyer leans in, comes up, and then you're standing here, and you're making sure that the base and flyer are stable, both laterally and this way, whatever that would be.
And with all spotting, we're going to spot to the ground, and then 1 second after. So the flyer comes to the ground, and then 1 second after they're steady, that's when the spotting gets stopped.
Pause the video and give it a try. Now that you've successfully come up into your first front plank, we're going to do a little bit of a cool down, sitting in a wide-legged forward fold.
Again, because my flexibility isn't great, I'm going to use something to prop up my hips, and that'll just make it a little more comfortable for me.
You can try and reach hands here.
If we can't reach, we can put something between us, a towel, strap.
If this is enough of a stretch for you here, stop here. If you have a little bit more mobility, one partner can lean back.
And again, we really want to communicate well here because my flexibility is nowhere near as much as Diana, so this will feel different for each of us. You'll see in a second.
When I've had enough, I can say, all right, coming up.
Yeah, that's enough. Awesome. And then gently releasing.
Maybe take this moment to come into a cross-legged seated pose and share one piece of gratitude with your partner. Just something that you feel grateful for when sharing this practice. Thank you for joining us with our trial class with AcroYoga Global. We hope you enjoyed yourself.
This class was filmed in Upward Dog Yoga Studio in Ottawa, Canada.
If you have any questions or comments, feel free to head over to the AcroYoga Global website. That's acroyogaglobal.com, and check out the schedule of all the fun classes.
Thank you for your time.
Stay safe and have fun.